Yo fam, welcome back to the Car Talk Podcast. This is episode 27. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really excited to just be chatting with you guys. Today I literally just want to wish you guys the best day ever, and I just want to wish you guys good vibes. I want to, spread my optimism and happiness to you, and I just want to inspire you to go out and do whatever it is that you love to do. And, for me, I'm not going to lie, I would not be on the course of doing what I love to do if I did what everybody else in my life wanted me to do. And so I want you to listen to this, and I want you to think about what you did when you were younger, or what you like to do now even, that just brings you so much happiness that you don't even think you could live without. And I want you to think about how you could potentially turn that into something unique and special for your future. And I want you to do this simply because I never ever thought that I'd be in the position that I'm in. I literally just hopped in my car and I'm driving to my fishing spot, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I am so grateful. Like I just can't believe that I am in the position that I'm in to be able to do what I love to do on a Thursday morning. And I do, like, you know what I mean? And like, I genuinely, I've worked 40, 50 hours before. I've worked, insane job. I've done concrete. I've done like weird stuff. Like I've literally had over a dozen different jobs, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about all my different jobs in a different podcast. But if I haven't, if you're curious about it, I'm definitely going to make a podcast about all of the different jobs that I had and going into detail about everything that I did. Because if you knew the context that I have of what this life can be like Monday through Friday, or rather Monday through Sunday, you would know how incredibly lucky it is to be able to do what I'm doing. And you're probably thinking like, oh yeah, of course I know how lucky it is. Like I would be doing anything to be able to do what you're doing. Well, then I would ask yourself what it is that you can do to build a lifestyle that makes you happy as hell on a Thursday, from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. Like genuinely, what is it that makes you tick? Like what is it that brings you so much joy and happiness that you genuinely just could not live without it? Think about all of those things that you love to do. Then try and like build this lifestyle in your head, for yourself in 5 years, for yourself in 10 years, for yourself in 15 years, if you were to go all in on what you absolutely love. Like genuinely. And once you do that, I think you'll get a whole new perspective of life. And I think you'll get a whole new perspective of patience and time. Because ultimately in the society that we live in, people think that it is completely practical to work at a corporation or a company for 5, 10, 15, 20 years and work up the corporate ladder to eventually get to a place where they're getting good income and, good benefits, the whole nine. And I just don't understand why people don't take the time to think about, if they were to go for their dreams, what it would take, in the first 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, so that you can be where you want to be in 20 years, call it. You know what I mean? And a lot of people in the corporate world think about retirement. They don't even think about 20 years. So it's like, if you truly make that mental hurdle, you'll kind of like realize what I'm talking about, where it's like, holy smokes, like, you're right, we got a lot of time, like we've got a lot of time from now between 20 years from now, like, duh. But if you're living in the same repeat cycle, like looking forward to Friday, dreading Monday, looking forward to Friday, dreading Monday, like if you're in that, you get drained, you lose your energy, you just literally lose your quality, your compassion, and your energy for life. You lose it. And it sucks. Like, who wants to lose it? You know what I mean? And what happens, and what I believe is what's happening, is people lose it, and then they lose perspective of time. and they just go and go and go, and then before they know it, they wake up one morning and it's a Thursday morning and they're like, fuck, I gotta go to work, and oh my God, I'm 57 years old and I'm gonna retire. I'm supposed to retire in 6 years, but I have not done anything to plan for my retirement because I've been so miserable over these past 30, 40 years that I've been spending all my extra bonuses, all my extra overtime. I've been spending everything that I get to make myself happy. And it's like, in reality, if you were to spend those 30 years doing something that brings you so much joy, so much passion, so much happiness, like, I think your life would be in a completely different place. And I think that's something, if you're listening to this podcast, I think you're the type of person that has something more in them. I think, and I don't want to belittle you, but I think everybody has something in them. I genuinely believe everybody has something in them. I just think it takes a lot of work to get down into the nitty-gritty of your own DNA and who you were made to be, to figure out exactly what it is that you're supposed to be doing in this life. And I like I said, it's not an easy thing to do. It is very, very difficult. There are some things that I think happen in people's lives that force it to happen quicker. And I just, I'm thankful for my situation, and I just hope with all my heart that me sharing from my own learnings and from my own situation, my own life experience, can help others, just find their light, find what their passion is, find what their, purpose is in this life. And it's something that is really difficult to do, because I'm not gonna lie, I am so happy that it's like I could almost just tune everything out and just, but it's like I could never at the same time. Like, I feel like I have, and I've been given this key, but I feel like I have the key to what can be eternal happiness. And I seriously say that without a grain of salt. I say that because I am so happy, and I experience all the negative things that humans experience, but I've learned to appreciate it, because everything ebbs and flows. Literally, everything ebbs and flows. You look at a heart rate, that thing's jumping. You know what I mean? That's how this whole life is, fam. Everything. It's a freaking roller coaster. It's a ride, guys, and you just gotta learn to love the ride. And the way that you love the ride, though, is you create a process that works for you and that you like and that brings you happiness and purpose, so that you work extremely hard from the time you wake up, from the time you go to bed, and it brings a smile to your face. And if you end up, having kids and all that, like, you just teach them to do whatever it is from the time they wake up to the time that they go to bed that brings a smile on their face. That's what you'd be teaching your family, your kids, and that's what I am hoping with all my heart that I am able to do, like, with the happiness that I feel every single day. And I am 100,000% inspired by my boy Gary Vaynerchuk. Like, everything in this talk is all inspired by him. I would not be who I am today if it ain't for Gary Vaynerchuk. I freaking love that man, and if you guys are listening to this thinking that, you can't do something, or that you don't have what it takes, or that you can't live the life that you want to live, I promise you, if you start doing the sacrifices that it takes to go out and chase your dream, you will be in this position in less than 5 years, or right around 5 years. I'm coming up on year 4, slightly into year 5, I'd say, and I am very, very, very far from just doing social media for a career, but I'm also living like a complete minimalist so that I can literally do this as much as I possibly can, because it brings me that much joy and happiness. And I want the same exact thing for you. If this is something that brings you happiness, I want you to carve time out for it. And if this is something that you don't know brings you happiness, I want you to sacrifice some time whether that be Netflix time or whatever you do in your spare time. I want you to sacrifice that time and dedicate it to creating. Nowadays, we literally live in a society and in a social media platform age where it's the type of stuff that works, or not even the type of stuff that works. It's just like you can literally figure out if you like to create just by posting one TikTok, or just by posting one Instagram reel, or one YouTube short. Like literally just by posting one piece of creative, you can find out if people like your stuff, because in today's day and age, they're literally taking that creative and throwing it in front of so many people. It doesn't matter how many followers you have. It literally just matters how good of a creative that was. And if it's a good creative piece of content, it's gonna get a lot of eyes on it. And if you can do that, you are going to be extremely, extremely valuable in the next 5 to 10 years and sooner. Like, seriously. And that's why I want every single person to just think about more. I want you to think about more. If you're working 40 hours a week and you're not feeling fulfilled, think about a way that this could potentially fit into your lifestyle. If it's got to fit into your lifestyle from 7 to 9 p.m. at night, fit it in. It only takes 15 minutes to create something. Figure out if you like to write, if you like to, if you like to write, or if you like to prop up a camera and talk on video, or if you like to, take a photo of something and, express it through that, express whatever you want to through that, or if you just want to, there's so many different things that you can do. You can even just do an only audio version of a podcast. You can do, an anonymous type account too. You could literally do slideshow type presentations where it's all, not even a slideshow, but just all video of stuff. It doesn't even have to be of you. You know what I mean? There's just so many different ways that you can create content. And that's the key to the next wave. That's the key. It's not to say that working at a company and working, and doing that kind of stuff brick by brick isn't right. That's great too. I think it's amazing, but I think there's so many more people that went through the school system like myself, that are entrepreneurial, that are creatives, that are meant to be doing stuff for themselves, that aren't, because of what their parents think, because of what society told them to do once they got out of high school. College is not the answer for everyone, and working 40, 50 hours a week for a corporate company to work up the ladder is not for everyone. Working sales is not for everyone. Working as an engineer is not for everyone. Working as a doctor is not for everyone. Everybody has their own specific place on this earth. And I believe that if you don't go out and taste the different things that there are to do, or that bring you passion and happiness, you're missing out on a whole entire life. You're missing out on a whole entire life. That's the only way I can put it. It's the only way I can put it. And I just want nothing more for each and every one of you. For you to go out and chase your dreams, and to chase whatever it is that your 4-year-old version of yourself would have loved to see your 28-year-old version of yourself, however old you are. I just want you to do whatever it would be that your younger version of yourself could do. That, I'm trying to paint this picture, because everything that I do and everything that I love to do, even this, I don't get paid for it, and I love it. I genuinely will do it long after I get paid for it, just because of the fact that I love to do it. I love the podcast. I love to talk to you guys. I love to create content. And I just know that even before I knew what money was, this is something that I love to do, just because of the fact that when I was young, I loved people. I was always kind, compassionate. I mean, it's not like I love confrontation, which I don't think everybody loves confrontation, especially at a young age, but I was really, really, really kind to people all my life. That's just something that I found that is very unique in this world, is that if you love people, it's a pretty unique trait, and I love people. I really do. I give people the time of day. I work at a retail job. I give every customer 120%. And it shows. Like, you talk to anybody at the Cabela's store that I work at, like, yeah, Austin's a good worker. And it's because I literally treat every single person with the respect they deserve, and I treat every single story the same, with the respect that it deserves. Like, I don't know anybody's story, I don't know context of anything, and when somebody comes up to me asking about fishing or asking about something I'm passionate about, I'm gonna give them my 110%, like 100% devoted attention. Like, I just love people, and that's something that I think a lot of popular kids in high school, like, if you were popular looking back, like, if you had a lot of friends, like, if you love to, like, go to the parties and stuff, like, I think that there's a huge potential for you on social media. And I say that just because of the fact that you have a bubbly personality as is, and you like people enough to the point where you were friends with a lot of people, and that's basically what the internet is. It's just bigger. And, you know, obviously there's a lot of content creators out there that are so successful, do great things. I see them every day, interact with them every day. Like, I love studying content creators, and a lot of you guys know, a lot of them aren't very, very nice. And a lot of them aren't, when you meet them in person, they're not the same person that you would hope that they would be. And I think that there's a lot of people out here that overthink the whole content creation thing, and I think it has a lot to do with the fact that they're worried about other people's opinions, or they're scared about, you know, the one person that they did wrong or something, and they're gonna come after them or whatever. Like, nah, dude, no one gives a fucking shit. Like, everybody sucks, everybody's made mistakes, everybody's literally done something that they're ashamed of, including myself. And it is what it is. Like, you just move past it, you learn from it, you get better from it, you grow from it, and you just move on and roll with the punches. And then you get to the point where you just don't even give a flying crap, to the point where you just genuinely want to help other people learn and realize that there's a freedom in not giving a crap. And that freedom is a freedom that I hope, and we hope, that everybody feels, because it's not fun to have regret. It's not fun to hold grudges. It's not fun to have hatred in your heart. It's not fun to have resentment in your heart. It's, like, truly not fun at all. And it's just not worth it to let those things hold you back from a life that is so, so, so special. If you choose, like I said, to go after whatever that little burning passion is inside of you. It's a really unique time to live in. We are really, really, really going through a time where money is shifting, and I think in this society, money has been glorified way too much. I think money is on this huge pedestal that is no good for anybody. And I think even my own self, like my own experience in life, I wanted to become the richest person possible at the fastest rate possible. I wanted to go to South Carolina, go to school, come back in a BMW. Like, that was my mentality, and that's my fault 100%. But it's also, I think, society. I think a lot of what's cool nowadays is money and fame and fortune, and I just think over the next 5 to 10 years, I think that stuff is gonna belittle. I think I think perspective is gonna hit people, and I really don't think money is gonna be on this huge pedestal anymore. And I think it's gonna be way cooler to do what you love to do Monday through Sunday, even if it means living with 4 roommates, living off, splitting a mortgage, like literally living like a minimalist, living in a way that doesn't force yourself to work every hour of the week because you're in debt. Like, living above your means, not buying anything if you can't afford it. If you're about to put it on a credit card or anything, like, you just don't buy it. You have the self-discipline to not buy it, and you go through the repercussions of not having that thing. It sucks. We're in America. It's nice to have everything at our fingertips when we want it, but it's like, we're also young, a lot of us, and we also have a lot of time ahead of us. And if you do want to take your dream seriously, and if you do want to dedicate 5, 10, 15, 20 years of your life to build a lifestyle that only 1% of people get to live, you have to know that it's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take a lot of hard work, but not just hard work. Like, I wish it was just hard work. It's going to take a lot of sacrifice too. A lot of sacrifice. But I promise it's worth it. I 100% promise. A lot of you won't believe it's worth it because you've never done it. You've never experienced this type of happiness that I feel. But I promise you, someday, you'll know exactly what I'm feeling like right now, and you'll just be like, damn, dude, thank you so much for telling me what you told me in 2022. That was exactly what I needed to hear it at the exact moment I needed to hear it. And I just know there's going to be other people that are going to be like, damn, dude, I heard what you said in 2022, and I fucked up. I messed up, man. I really, really messed up. I didn't start creating until 5 years later in 2027, when it became the biggest and coolest thing to do, and I loved it. Started going crazy, and then I started making actual money doing it, and like, you know, now it's 2035, and it's been 6 years, and I'm truly living the life that I never thought I could live. And I'm gonna be like, Mama, my man. Be like, my man, I told you. Like, this life is meant for us, fam. It's meant for you. It's meant for you to do exactly what you were always wanting to do as a young child. And no matter who told you that you couldn't do it, they're wrong. Even if it's the person that you looked up to most, they're wrong. And don't chase your dream to prove them wrong, but chase your dream for the younger version of yourself. The younger version of yourself that would look up to you and literally be speechless and bust out in tears because of how proud he is of what you are sacrificing to achieve the greater goal and good of what you want to be doing in this life forever. As always, fam, I love you guys so freaking much. Stay curious, and if you're happy, as always, guys, spread that happiness. This world needs it so damn much. And as always, guys, I hope you have the best day ever. And yeah, I believe in you. You've got exactly what it takes. I know you do. See you guys next one.